Welcome to this explainer. Okay, what if I told you that the vast majority of your daily life, well, it actually isn't controlled by you at all. It's controlled by your habits. I know, it sounds like a totally bold claim, right? But as we unpack the psychology behind this whole thing, you're going to see just how deeply ingrained this mechanism is. We're going to explore exactly how we slide into these unconscious loops, and much more importantly, how we can actually snap out of them.
So let's dive right into our first section here, the illusion of control. Think about how your day actually starts. You wake up and boom, you probably instinctively reach right over to check your phone. You go through the motions of your morning and you repeat the exact same routine day in and day out. We do all of this and, we call it living. We feel like we're making active choices because, hey, it's our hands holding the phone, our feet walking to the kitchen, right? But I want you to really ask yourself, are you actually living or are you just surviving? If your actions from the moment you open your eyes are just pre-programmed responses, are you consciously making choices, or are you literally just going through the motions to get to the end of the day? Surviving is getting by, but living requires real presence. And to understand why we drift away from that presence, we have to look at the biology of how our minds actually function.
That brings us to section 2, the brain's efficiency trap, and how we save mental energy.
Look, living on autopilot, that is not a personal failure at all. It's quite literally a biological mechanism. Your brain absolutely loves efficiency. When an action initially requires intense focus, your brain quickly steps in as you repeat it to save precious energy. And it just locks that behavior in as a routine. It takes over. It's exactly why you can drive all the way home from work with zero memory of the actual journey. Or, why you might find yourself staring blankly into the open fridge with absolutely no idea what you came in there to get. Your brain recognized a familiar environment and literally put your life on autopilot just to conserve mental effort. Psychologists actually have a name for this. They call it automatic behavior. Basically, it's this process where the more often you repeat something, the progressively less consciously you think about it. Now, while this is a completely brilliant efficiency mechanism for things like tying your shoes or typing on a keyboard, it is exactly how bad habits quietly hijack your routine. See, the brain doesn't judge whether a habit is good or bad. It just prefers familiar patterns and always takes the path of least resistance. Moving on to section 3, the cost of autopilot, or becoming a passenger. Now, the cost of all this mental efficiency, well, it's actually incredibly steep. When you're just operating automatically day after day, you stop noticing the world around you. You stop questioning your daily choices, and you basically stop being an active participant in your own reality. You just become a passenger. And the weight of that, it really sinks in over time. Unexamined days become weeks. Those weeks, they just blend into years. Because you aren't consciously engaged. Maybe you're just lost in endless, mindless doom scrolling on the couch. Time literally seems to slip right through your fingers. Suddenly you look back, wondering where your life went. The compounding effect of living on autopilot isn't just a few forgotten commutes. It is the potential loss of years of conscious, intentional living. It's definitely a sobering thought, for sure. But recognizing this compounding cost is the very first step to dismantling the whole thing. All right, section 4, reclaiming your life and breaking the cycle. Okay, here is the really good news. This autopilot mode, it's incredibly fragile. The trance can be broken, and the ultimate tool to snap out of this cycle of unconscious habit isn't some complex 10-step program. It is simply awareness. The exact moment you pause in the middle of a routine and ask yourself, wait, why am I doing this? You instantly short-circuit the autopilot. You force your brain out of its cozy energy-saving mode and right back into the present moment. By simply asking why you're picking up your phone right now or why you're reacting a certain way, you immediately take back control and totally re-engage your conscious mind. It really all boils down to just 2 paths. Unconscious habits keep you surviving, letting familiar patterns just dictate your entire day, but conscious actions, that is how you truly live. A meaningful life is not created by unconscious habits. It's built entirely on conscious actions. And based on all the psychology we've covered today, real change doesn't require some flawless master plan. Actually, scratch that. You don't even need a plan to start. It begins with just one single conscious decision, one different choice. It is just finding one tiny moment in your day where you actively choose to stop reacting to your environment and start living intentionally. Our source material leaves us with a truly powerful thought. Your habits are writing your future every single day. Make sure you're the one holding the pen. Your brain is always going to try to automate your life to save energy. That's just a given. But you have the power to wake up, to ask why, and to physically take that pen back. So as we wrap up this explainer today, I want to leave you with a question to chew on as you go about the rest of your day. Which of your habits is writing a chapter of your future right now that you wouldn't actually choose to read?